Barcelona, flamenco, and bullfights. The main thing to remember is whatever you do, don't wear a Mexican sombrero down the Rambla. This is James Whalen. We're going to talk about authentic and inauthentic culture. We're going to get it all done right now. Bam. In the last century or so, some tourists from somewhere wore a Mexican sombrero down the Rambla. Local people are still talking about it. Whatever you do, don't do that. It's something people love to point out as like the high water mark of bad taste for tourists. Flamenco in Barcelona exists. You can find it, and I'm sure it's amazing and well done, and that the dancers and performers are incredible. The only thing is, it's not exactly something that exists here. Seeing flamenco in Barcelona is a little like seeing bluegrass music in Miami or eating jambalaya in Chicago. I'm sure somebody's doing it, it's there, and it's probably being well done, but it's not actually from the place. There is a type of music called the Rumba Catalana that's a variation of flamenco that was brought here in the 1950s when a lot of Southerners moved here and Gypsies moved here, and that exists. But my experience of what local people listen to and what they see, people my age and younger, is some type of Spanish pop music that you'll hear when you turn on the radio. You hear a type of kind of modern commercial pop music. Spanish bands and even American and British bands are all over the world, and they're here too. The biggest music festivals that occur here are American and British bands coming in. Recently, the city of Barcelona has been trying to bring in more local music, because for a long time there were sort of a quality of life approach that meant that they didn't encourage a lot of local music being played here. In other words, they wanted things to be kind of quiet at night. Recently, I've noticed there's been kind of an uptick in the city trying to encourage some music in different places. A friend of mine plays an acoustic guitar. It's always acoustic music until 10 o'clock at night. That's the biggest music scene that I know of right now in Barcelona. And you can find acoustic guitars, people playing acoustic guitars for the tourists in the center. Somebody will be picking a classical guitar. That's usually something for tourists. I don't see that in any other neighborhood other than the center. Bullfights. Bullfights were prohibited in Barcelona in 2010. A national court, a federal court, recently overturned that ban. It's in legal limbo. You may have noticed there's a little bit of a conflict between Barcelona and Madrid, and this has kind of fallen into that. Some sides are saying that banning bullfights in Barcelona and Catalonia is anti-Spain. Other people are saying this is a animal rights issue. Whatever the case, there are no bullfights right now, and I imagine will not be in Barcelona. People are not very excited about it. The biggest bull ring was converted into a commercial shopping center recently, remodeled completely. It's in Plaza España. It's called Las Arenas at the top. There's a nice walkway that I mentioned in another video. So just to recap this, you're not going to find bullfights in Barcelona. You can find flamenco in the center, and you probably can enjoy it. I'm just saying that it's not something that local people listen to a lot. On a side note, I did ask a bunch of friends of mine about sangria, because I had the same suspicion that sangria was something more associated with Barcelona than actually consumed in Barcelona. But they told me that actually local people do drink sangria, maybe not as much as you would expect, but it's something people drink at home for a special party. It's actually from Valencia, from the south, from the southern part of Catalonia. But it was something I was a little bit surprised to hear about. Folks, we're up here on Montjuic with these beautiful trees behind us. The sun's coming up. I hope you're having an amazing day. This is James Whalen. Throw me a message. I'd love to get some conversations going here. If you have any more questions, I'm going to put a few links down at the bottom to give you some information about what I'm talking about here. See you later. Hasta luego.